Hello everyone, today we're going to take a look at the easy way of flipping skins. And what do I mean with the easy way? Well, basically there are two ways in order to flip skins, and I'm going to teach you one that I've been doing for at least like 70% of my money. I've been doing this strategy, and why it's easy because it's less competition than usual. Personally, I find this much easier than any other strategies, and that's why I do it. So what we're going to achieve with this video is hopefully buy skins at 100% buff. Well, if you can buy them for lower, it's better, of course. But you should be able to buy skins at 100% buff and still make profit. I buy skins at like, let's say 59% to 105% and I make like 10% profit. So that's the goal of this video. And very quickly before I start, if you want to join the Discord server down below where more people are talking about this, then please do so and subscribe to the channel if you like this. Otherwise, just keep watching the video and let's get into it. So when you're gonna be trading skins, you do it usually in the same pattern, which is most of the time what you do is you find a good deal. Okay, so you go somewhere and try to snipe a skin, or you try to get a cheap skin, you know, like 90% buff. After that, you buy the skin, of course. Then you look for where to sell it. So you say, okay, you probably already know, okay, I'm gonna sell it on Upin or I'm gonna sell it on Skinport. But most of the time you still look like, oh, where can I sell it for the most? Then you sell the skin there, and then you make a profit, and then just keep repeating this, you know. And this can make some very good profit depending on what you do. Yeah, this is just a good strategy, but it can be hard because everybody is gonna try and find that good deal. You know, if there's a skin for 90% buff and it has decent liquidity, everybody wants it, you know. Why wouldn't you want it? Therefore, it does have a lot of competition, and I tried this ways. And if you want to do this manually, I find it a little bit hard, you know. It's just, of course, still possible, but I've another thing what I do. So here's what I do. Here's a picture of me with all my cash to show you guys how much money I have. So my first step is to look for overpriced skins. And you might say, why overpriced skins? Well, the reason for this is that we're not gonna buy those skins, but we're gonna see, okay, what skins are overpriced, and then we're gonna try to sell them, you know. So you look for overpriced skins, and once you found that skins, you look, where can I buy that skin? You know, because it's overpriced for a reason. Probably people want that skin and they don't care about paying extra. So then you say, okay, where can I buy that skin? Then you buy the skin, then you sell the skin, and then you take profit. It's basically the same, but instead of looking to get a very good deal, what everybody's doing, you're gonna look for skins that are overpriced, and then you're gonna buy that skin for probably a normal price. So the only people that you're competing with is the people who actually want to get the skin, because not that many people are doing this. Of course, still a lot of people probably, but if we compare this versus this one is like much harder. This one is much harder. This is easy, you know. And let's say like a few years ago, a few months ago, this was still a lot easier. It's getting harder. I can contest to that, but okay, wait. Yeah, let me show you an example. Sorry for wondering. So yeah, now I'm going to show you an example if you still do not understand what I mean. So here's a step-by-step guide. You can always go back to this. Let me move my person so you can see everything. So this is basically what you need to do. I'm just going to show you very quickly. So we're going to go step by step. First of all, go to a website like Skinport, MarketSco, any of these websites. But you want a website that has a market that has high average prices. So you don't want to go to a website like Buff163, because Buff163 has low prices. If you want to know what are, I think here it says on csgoskins.gg, it says a lot of markets. For example, you can see average discount for Buff is 30%. Here you can see what markets have like high discount and low discount. Not all markets are here, but a few of those if you aren't familiar. But basically you want markets like CS Float is gonna have low prices. Skinport is gonna probably have higher prices, you know? So for this example, I'm gonna use Skinport, but basically you can use any market. I recommend MarketSco, Waxpeer, D-Market, I'm not sure, and ShadowPay also. There are probably more of these, but these are just the ones that I could think of real quick. So what is the second step? The second step is to look at a lot of skins. Look which ones sell for expensive. And then very importantly, this is in bold to make it stand out. Check the liquidity and risk. Check to see if it actually sells for the price. And don't go for like a risky skin, you know. We still want to be sort of safe. So let's just go to skinport.com, and here we are. So first step is gonna be look at a lot of skins. Look at which ones sell for expensive. So how do you actually go by doing this? Well, unfortunately, it isn't a very well. It is an easy process, but it's very time consuming. So technically, what you could do is you could, for example, go to heavy, and then you can just look at all these skins. So you just click on the skin, then you take a look. You see what are like the average prices. For example, I see -5% on this one. I look, it's 21 euros. It sells for like 21. Then what I would have to do is to see if is it actually overpriced. So I don't want to print. So what I will personally do is go to priceempire.com. I will go ahead and search this skin, which is called Hyperbeast Nova. Hyperbeast Nova. Okay, then I think it's minimal wear like this. Okay, now we know the price in euros is 21.86. That is 22.7 USD. Then I will take a look. Okay, what is the normal price? So let's go see where's the buff price. Buff price is about $18.5. This one is $18. So it's like $18 to $19. Here it is 22.7. So I would consider this as an overpriced skin, you know? So we got one here. And then check for liquidity and risk. So what I mean with liquidity is, I mean, how often does it sell? So for example, here you can look and see for $21 or $22, it sells like 2 or 3 times a month, a week. Well, maybe more, like maybe like 3 times per week, which in this case would be okay. You know, it wouldn't be the best, but it will be okay. So what do I mean with the risk part? Well, I mean, if the skin is super overpriced, then it can be risky because it can go down anytime. But what I mean is, let's say this one is $22.7. If I go to Price Empire, I can scroll and I can see like what is it selling at other websites. And in this case, it is a little bit higher on Skinport than the other websites. But still, if I go to, for example, the Steam price, let's take a look at that one. The Steam price is 25 euros. So think this is not a risky skin, you know. 22 euros for the skin is still a pretty fair price because you still save $3 instead of buying it from Steam. So I hope you understand what I mean with risk. And then I have optional, use Price Empire to get deals. So of course, use Price Empire to just search the skin. You can see really quick all of this information. No clue what this here is, but you can just scroll like this and you can see, you can also see the price right here. I don't know what this is. SMA, this is the first thing that I could think of is just try to go from buff to Skinport and see what comes up. So we put minimum ROI this, maximum this, liquidity we have right here. So for example, you can see skins like this. I'm not sure if this is the best way to do so. You're gonna get a lot of illiquid skins, but this is a thing that you could try. What we could also try is to maybe go with the Steam buy order to Skinport. I think that this could be a good way to see if we get some skins. Maybe we would have to put up the liquidity like this. Oh, now we're only gonna get agents, but I do think that this is promising. Yeah, so we can see that these agents are selling for a lot of money. So if we were to go, maybe put this as 65, we're gonna see more skins. All right, so you have to play around with this a little bit. Maybe even put this at 50 and put like the minimum quantity on Skinport to like 5. You know, you have to like play around with this if you want to use Price Empire. But what you can also do is to go, for example, go right here. You click on a random one like the Fate. And you see, oh, it's selling for more than the suggested price. Then it must be an overpriced skin. Okay, but now the fourth step is make a list of skins that are good. Remember them or buy them instantly. So either you make a list, like open up a notepad, write all the skins down, or remember them just in your head, or you can make like a bookmark, or you can buy them instantly. So you can also just, you know, you see the skin, okay, then you instantly go to the next step. So what is the next step? The next step is look for where the skin is cheap, place a buy order, try to snipe the skin or buy the skin. And so one rule is to like, don't pay more than 1 or 10% buff. You know, maybe you can still make profit, but I won't recommend it. You know, personally, I would pay like 102% buff max. Preferably they're at like 95% buff. You can, with this set, you can still like buy skins at like 94, 93% buff and you get like extra profit. You get like 15%, 70% profit. So that's a great thing. So when trying to look for skin, there are some things that you can do. So for example, if we have this MP7 Fade, what you could just do is go to, for example, Upin or Buff163 itself. You can also just search for a skin like this. So MP7 Fade. So we could search it right here and then we can see what are the cheapest prices. I think this is useful to do because then you'll see, okay, Upin is 258, Buff163 is 2.6. We can see like they're not really better deals. Maybe there is on some website and it hasn't updated, but most likely there aren't any better deals. So in this case, it will be best to buy either from Upin or Buff163. But maybe with another skin, you can see it. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll go to this skin. Here you can see Upin is also the cheapest with Empire, Skinflow. But I think Skinflow it's not an actual good price. Maybe GamerPay. But what you can also, of course, do is go to, for example, CS Float, place a buy order. So if I were to go to CS Float, I think that, yeah. So buy orders would be 116. That would be like 90% above price. So technically what you could do is you could place a buy order for like 120 or maybe 118. And you probably get it, you know. And then you still have it for like 94, 95% above. But then you can still sell it for a lot. Then, of course, the last step is to wait for tradable and then sell it on the specific market, in this case, Skinport. This will basically be it. Now, join the Discord, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe.